And perhaps that is the greatest message East Manggarai offers to the world. Real progress is never only about what we achieve during our own lifetime. It is about what we leave behind for those who come after us. A healthier environment, a stronger economy, a richer culture, a more educated society, a more hopeful future. That is the legacy worth pursuing. So if you ever find yourself searching for a destination that offers more than beautiful scenery, remember this extraordinary corner of Flores Island. Remember the cool mountain air. Remember the fertile valleys stretching toward the horizon. Remember the forests protecting countless forms of life. Remember the coffee grown with patience and pride. Remember the villages where tradition still shapes everyday life. Remember the people whose warmth is every bit as unforgettable as the landscape surrounding them. Remember East Manggarai, not simply as another regency on the map of Indonesia, but as a living example of what becomes possible when resilience, culture, nature, and hope grow together. Because hidden treasures do not remain hidden forever. Eventually, someone discovers them. Eventually, someone shares their story. Eventually, the world begins to understand their true value. Perhaps today, that discovery begins with you. If this story opened your eyes to a side of Indonesia you had never seen before, share it with someone else, because every share helps another remarkable place receive the recognition it deserves. Every conversation inspires new curiosity. Every curious traveller creates new opportunities. And every opportunity helps ensure that East Manggarai's remarkable story continues for generations yet to come. This is East Manggarai, a land of resilience, a land of extraordinary natural beauty, a land of timeless culture, a land where the future is being written with courage, determination, and hope. And without question, one of the greatest hidden treasures of Indonesia. There is one more reason why East Manggarai deserves to be remembered. Not because it is the biggest regency, not because it is the wealthiest, not because it has the tallest buildings or the busiest highways. It deserves to be remembered because it reminds us of something the modern world often forgets. The true measure of a place is not found in its size. It is found in its character. Character is built through generations of perseverance. It is built by parents who work tirelessly so their children can dream bigger than they ever could. It is built by teachers who continue inspiring students despite limited resources. It is built by farmers who understand that every successful harvest begins with patience, discipline, and faith. It is built by communities that choose cooperation instead of division. That spirit can be felt throughout East Manggarai. You see it in the smiles exchanged between neighbours. You hear it in the laughter of children playing in village fields. You witness it in the determination of people who greet every sunrise, ready to work for a better tomorrow. These are the moments that rarely appear in statistics, yet they define the soul of a region. Every statistic tells us how many people live here. Every map shows where the boundaries are. Every government report explains administrative structures. But none of those numbers can fully describe what it feels like to stand on a hillside in East Manggarai as the morning mist slowly lifts from the valleys below. None of them can capture the peaceful silence of a forest awakening with birdsong. None of them can explain the pride a farmer feels when seeing months of hard work transformed into a successful harvest. Some experiences cannot be measured. They must be lived. That is the magic of East Manggarai. It invites people to slow down, to breathe, to observe, to appreciate the simple things that often become invisible in a fast-moving world. Here, time seems to carry a different meaning. People still value conversations over hurried schedules. Families still gather together. Neighbours still know one another. Communities still celebrate life's important milestones as one. Those traditions are not signs of the past. They are foundations for the future. Because no amount of technology can replace trust. No economic achievement can replace unity. No modern convenience can replace the strength of genuine human connection. As the world continues changing, places like East Manggarai become increasingly important. They remind humanity that development should improve life without erasing identity. That progress should strengthen communities instead of weakening them. That prosperity should include future generations, not only the present one. This philosophy aligns perfectly with one of the greatest challenges facing the 21st century. How do we continue growing while protecting the planet that sustains us? East Manggarai already offers part of that answer. Protect forests, respect water, preserve biodiversity, support local communities, invest in education, encourage sustainable agriculture, promote responsible tourism, honour cultural heritage. These are not separate goals. Together, they form a blueprint for lasting development. The world increasingly recognises that environmental protection and economic growth are not opposing forces. When managed wisely, they become partners. Healthy forests provide clean water. Clean water supports agriculture. Strong agriculture strengthens local economies. Thriving economies create educational opportunities. Educated communities become better equipped to protect the environment. The cycle continues. That interconnected way of thinking has long been part of life in East Manggarai. Nature is not viewed as something outside human existence. People are part of nature. Communities depend upon healthy ecosystems every single day. Protecting the environment, therefore, becomes an investment in people themselves. This understanding will become increasingly valuable in the decades ahead. Climate change, biodiversity conservation, food security, and sustainable development are no longer local issues, they are global priorities. And regions like East Manggarai have important lessons to share with the rest of the world. Perhaps that is why its story matters far beyond the borders of Flores Island. It demonstrates that even relatively small regions can contribute meaningful ideas to global conversations. Innovation does not always begin inside major capitals. Sometimes it begins in quiet farming communities. Sometimes it begins in villages surrounded by mountains. Sometimes it begins where people have spent generations learning to live in harmony with the landscapes around them. East Manggarai is one of those places. Its greatest contribution may never be measured only through economic statistics. Its greatest contribution may be its example, an example showing that resilience grows through unity, that identity strengthens progress, that protecting nature is one of the smartest investments any society can make, and that hope is strongest where communities choose to build the future together. Long after cameras stop recording, long after visitors return home, long after this story ends, East Manggarai will continue doing what it has always done. The sun will rise above its mountains. Farmers will walk toward their fields. Children will fill classrooms with dreams. Families will gather around dinner tables. Traditional songs will continue echoing through village celebrations. Forests will shelter countless forms of life. The Flores Sea and the Savu Sea will continue embracing this remarkable land from north and south. Life will continue, quietly, steadily, beautifully. And perhaps that quiet strength is exactly what makes East Manggarai unforgettable, not because it demands the world's attention, but because it has earned it.